Today we are moving on to our third lesson in our first unit. We are going to evaluate expressions. Your learning target, I can substitute numbers in for specified variables and simplify. So you need to know what evaluate means. It's always used for math. We'll be like, evaluate this, evaluate some kind of algebraic expression. It means that you plug a number in to a given variable. That's it. Plug it in. So you're substituting really is what you're doing. So when you see a variable and it says evaluate, you put the number in that it wants you to put in. Examples. Evaluate the following for x equals 3. So where am I going to put this 3?
Right, for the x.
For the x. Now when I have 2x, does this turn into 23 or 2 times 3? What is it?
2 times 3.
2 times 3. The most common mistake is kids just think it will turn to 23. Remember, when a number is sticking to a variable, it means multiply. So this is going to be 2 times 3 minus 3. What happened is that 3 went right where the x is. Now I'm going to multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3, which is 3. Okay, the next algebraic expression says 4x plus 3. That means 4 times x plus 3. So I'm going to put the 3 in where the x is. So I get 4 times 3 plus 3,
15.
which is 12 plus 3, which is 15. So again, that is our learning target. I can substitute numbers in for specified variables. Do you feel like you can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel. Just remember the point of confusion a lot of the times. When a number is sticking to a variable, it means multiply. Okay, evaluate for y equals 4. I'm going to put a 4 right there. Oh, this is a hard one. Can you do it? 3 plus 4? 7. How did our brains allow us to do that one? Whew, that was a challenge. Here's where kids like to get confused. Why do you think kids get confused on this next one? Leah?
Because there's that slash.
That slash. What does that slash mean? Divide. Or a fraction. So you need to remember the vocab word of means multiply with fractions. So this is saying half of y. 1/2 times y. Or half of y plus 4. So I'm going to go half of 4. Half of 4 plus 4. What's half of 4? 2 plus 4. 6. Oh, do you see? So that means half times y. A vocab word for times is of. So it's half of y. Half of 4, because y is 4. Half of 4 is 2 plus 4. 6. Okay. Next page. Okay, next part of our learning target, we're still evaluating, we're still plugging in, except now we have multiple variables. And it's the same strategy. You just have to remember to put the right variable where it's supposed to be. So you plug them all in and you simplify. So this is saying 3ab. That means 3 times a times b plus c over 2. So 3 times a times b plus c divided by 2. Okay? I want to evaluate for a is 2, b is 5, c is 10. So the first thing I'm going to do is plug them all in. 3 times a is 2, times b, 5, plus c, 10, over 2. Now I want you to take a minute and see, do you know where all those numbers came from? Do you know how I all of a sudden got 3 times 2 times 5 plus 10 over 2? Do you see where they all came from? 2, 5, 10. That's where they all came from. All right. Now I got 2 things I got to deal with because I have multiplication and I have my division. So I'm going to do both of them. 3 times 2 is 6, times 5 is 30. What's 10 over 2? 5. Final answer, 35. So same thing, same strategy, more numbers, which increases the rigor because we're assessing to make sure that you really know evaluate means plug the number in for the letter. So for A, it said plug 2 in for A. That's what I did. That's how I got that 2. Okay, I want you to try the next one, and then I'll work through it. Okay, this next one is aligned with what we did on Friday, our last lesson, order of odds, where we actually have fractional things. So I need to take care of the top, I need to take care of the bottom, and then I divide at the end. So I always read the problem to myself. This is saying r plus 3 times y divided by 2 minus r times y. So again, I read it one more time. R plus 3 times y over 2 minus r times y. I always read it to myself because I want to know what the heck am I doing. So now I'll plug in. R is 2. So 2 is going to go where the r's are. And y is 4. So it's going to be 2 plus 3 times 4 over 2 minus r times y. So 2 minus r is 2, y is 4. 2 times 4. Oh, I like this one. Now what should I do to the top? Should I go 2 plus 3 or 3 times 4 first?
3 times 4.
Yeah, don't forget that. Don't go 5 times 4. Go 3 times 4 is 12, so it's 2 plus 12 over what? Do I go 2 times 4 or 2 minus 2 first? Tell me. Times, yes. So 2 minus 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 12 is 14 over negative 6. How many times does 6 go into 14?
Twice.
Twice. Notice what I'm going to do with the negative. 6 goes into 14 2 times. Make it negative. Let me make that more clear. Make it negative because you have that negative there. You just throw it on the outside, nothing fancy. What remains?
2.
So 6 times 2 is 12. How many more to get to 14?
2.
2 over 6. And then we simplify it. Negative 2 and 1/3 is our final answer. Okay?
Oh.
All right. I'm only doing the last problem on this page. A real life example. Eggs can come in carton of 18. Write an algebraic expression for the number of cartons a restaurant should order if they want a total of E eggs. Okay, if they want a total of E eggs, how many cartons should they buy? So how many in one carton?
18.
18. So you want to chunk it into 18. So if a restaurant wants 300 eggs, you want to see how many 18s there are and 300 in order to order it. So you should do the eggs you want, divide it by how many in one carton. Eggs divided by 18.
Oh.
restaurant wants a certain amount of eggs, you want to chunk it into the 18. Now let's say the restaurant wants to order 108 eggs. So this will be A, B is evaluating. So I would go, well, restaurant, you go 108, divide it by 18 and 1 carton. And that's going to be, I'm using my calculator, 108 divided by 18 is 6 cartons. And you can use your calculator to help you with this assignment, okay? Do you feel like you can evaluate expressions? Do you feel good? You feel like you know that when a number is sticking to a letter, what does that mean?
Multiply.
Multiply. Yep, don't forget that.